Hi guys, today I decided to do a first impression on the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I've heard really great things about this, and I'm mostly a drugstore foundation kind of girl, so I really wanted to just splurge and try out this foundation. I chose this foundation because I heard it's supposed to be really great coverage, and I do have problem skin. I have a lot of acne scarring and discoloration from acne and a lot of redness, so I thought this would be great. I picked up the color 3-in-1 Ivory Beige, and it is a little bit dark for me, and I am a little bit fake tanned right now. I don't know if you can tell compared to my face, but this is what the bottle looks like. I really do like the bottle, and it's very nice and very high end. It was only about $30. And it does have a very hard glass packaging, so try not to drop it. It might break. I also have the box here. The box is really nice too, and this is what it looks like. It's very pretty, and I will do a swatch on my face to show you it is just a little bit dark for me and a little bit too pink. And the lady who did color match me did color match it to my neck, so it would match my body and everything. So today I plan to mix it with my Revlon Color Stay foundation in 150 Buff, just to lighten it up a little bit, because I will be adding bronzer and blush. And I will be using my beauty blender to apply my foundations. So I'm going to go ahead and mix them on a little palette to find my perfect shade, and I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. So I went ahead and mixed it on a palette to try and find my shade. I did swatch it on my neck, and I've already primed my skin. I used Stay Matte Primer. And I really do like this primer. It does work really well for oily skin, and I do have really oily skin through the T-zone, and then I'm dry everywhere else. And then for my pores, I use the e.l.f. Poreless Primer, and this is kind of a first impression on this too. I've only been using this for about a week, and I do like it. It's has a very, not really oily, but very silicone feel to it, and it does work pretty well, but I'm still testing it out and using it. You can write in the comments below if you would like me to do a first impression on this too. So I'm going to go ahead and just start dotting the foundation on my face. Some people don't like to do this, but I do. Sometimes I do apply a little more than I should, but that's okay. I'm a cake face, and I will own that. So I'm just going to dot it. Mostly where I have a lot of problem areas, so right here on my cheeks, near my T-zone, just a little bit on my temples because I do have a pimple, and a lot on my chin. A little bit down my nose, sides of my nose. Try to use up the foundation I do have on here because it was expensive and I really don't want to waste it. Let's start blending it in with my beauty blender. And right off the bat, this color is a little bit orange for me, but that'll be okay. I can use a lighter powder to go over it. It is kind of thick, but it does cover very well, as you can see. I'm just going to blend it in. Make sure it's blended very well. Get smile lines through here, so I do want to make sure I blend it really well through here where my smile lines and my pores are. Bring it down my neck a little bit, and you can see it is a little bit lighter, but that is okay. I can add bronzer and blush. Okay, I have blended it in, and it has a very nice coverage. It's a little bit orange, like I said, but that is okay. I really do like it. I'm going to wait a couple minutes and have it dry down before I apply powder, but I'm going to go ahead and apply my concealer. Now, I do have a really light concealer, and I put it around my nose and on my problem areas, but I don't think I'll have to do much of that with this foundation because it has covered really well. So I'm just going to go in a couple problem areas, and mostly on my chin to kind of hide the redness and hide the redness from the acne. And like I said, it is really light, but I'll blend it in with my foundation. Okay, I'm going to use my finger to help melt it into the skin and melt it into the foundation so it's not too light. And this also can add as a highlight to highlight your forehead, your nose, and your chin, and under your eyes, which I will do here in just a second. Okay, and I'm going to go back over with my Beauty Blender to make sure it is blended. I don't have any white patches on my face. Okay, now that that is blended, I'm going to go in with my concealer under my eyes. I used the Hard Candy Glamoflauge concealer. Oh, and for the concealer that I used on my chin and a little bit on my forehead, I used the Revlon Photo Ready Concealer in 02 Light Pale. It's a little bit messy. So I'm just going to draw just a little triangle. I do squeeze it right out of the tube and apply it. I know that's not the most sanitary, but I only use this on myself, so it should be okay. So I'm just going to squeeze it out and draw a little triangle. And it is very light, but I do like that because I do go over and use a lot of powder. So I want to make sure it's light enough that it will show through the powder. So I applied just it does look a lot, but I do blend it out, don't worry. And this foundation is a little bit darker than I am used to because I am fake tanned. I will have to get a darker concealer, but that is okay. For right now, we can make it work. So this is this eye with concealer on it. It does look a bit crazy. This is the Hard Candy concealer on this side, and I'm going to do it on the concealer on both eyes. And I have blended it out. It is a little bit lighter, but that is definitely okay. On my forehead, down my nose, or on my chin. I do like that, but I am going to work today, and I don't want to really overdo it. So I'm just going to go in with my powder, and I use the Airspun Loose Face Powder in Naturally Neutral. This is what it looks like. You do get a lot of product in here, and I do really like this a lot. I don't know if it has any qualities to it that does help absorb oil, but since I've been using it, it has kept me matte all day long, and I do really like a matte face. I'm going to take my Beauty Blender, and it comes with a sifter on top, but it was a little bit damaged, and I didn't like that. I couldn't get enough product out, so I just took the sifter off, and I know it's not very sanitary, but I do either tap it in the lid, or I take my Beauty Blender and dip the tip of my Beauty Blender in here and go under my eyes with this. Take it under my eyes to set my concealer. I have it on the tip of my Beauty Blender, and I'm just going to go under my eyes and on top of my eyes. It does look a bit crazy, but this is a translucent powder, so it does not alter the color at all of your foundation or your concealer. It just sets it in place where it is. Okay. So I set it, and you can see it does look a lot more airbrushed and matte on this side than this side. So I'm just going to go on the other side and do the same thing. Okay, I have done the same thing on the other eye. Now I do go in with a lighter powder just to kind of sweep off the excess powder and to lighten it a little bit. I use the Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder in translucent, and I do notice it does, even though it does say translucent, it does give a little bit of color. This is what it looks like. I have hit pan on it, and I do really like it. I mostly like it for my under eye, not necessarily all over my face. So I just take the powder under my eyes and make sure it's set. And I do use this because it is a little bit lighter to highlight underneath my eyes. I don't really highlight on my forehead, down my nose, or on my chin. I do like to do that, but not for today. But any other day, I also bring this powder, the Maybelline Fit Me, down my nose. So just tap it under my eyes, and you can tell it is a lot brighter, but it will blend in with our blush and our contour and bronzer. So I'm going to move on and do my bronzer, and I use the Bronze Booster by Physicians Formula in medium to dark. I really do like this, and I take it on a blush brush by Real Techniques, and it looks like that. I just recently bought it, and I do really like it. So I'm going to take my bronzer on my temples, down onto my cheeks, and under my jawline, because that is mostly where the sun will hit you on your highest points of your face. So on your temples, right here on your cheeks, and I use it on my jawline because I don't really have a prominent jaw. So I bring it on my jawline just to warm up because that foundation in powder is a little bit lighter than my body. So I just tap it in and tap off, and I go right through here. And I do bring it into my hairline because I am wearing my hair up today. And I do not want a white space like where my hairline is between where I put my bronzer. I would like it to blend all the way back into my hairline. So I'm going to take a little bit more and put some on my cheeks. And I do use a lot because I do like a lot of color in my face because I am naturally really pale. So now that I am a little bit more tan, I feel like I can get by with a little bit more color. So I'm putting it underneath my jaw. And I do have a double chin, so I will put plenty of product right here, and I'll bring it down my neck to match my body. So I just blend it in a little bit more. Like I said, I do like it a lot, but you can use however much you prefer to use. And I take it on my ears, so my ears match my body. Now that I'm done with that, I'm going to take my contour, and I use the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Medium Deep Bronzer. It is pretty dark, but again, it is for a contour, and I take it on a Real Techniques contouring brush. So I just swirl it in there, and I do use a lot. And when you contour, I start from the top of my ear and go toward the corner of my mouth. I stop the line about right here at my brow. I do not want to bring it all the way into my mouth. I don't really have very prominent cheekbones. I do have a very slim face, so I'm not going to bring it very far this way, but I'm going to bring it more up onto my cheekbone. So you can just take your brush, set it on your cheekbone, and roll down, and you will feel where you put it. I'm just going to put it a little bit above that line. So start from my ear and work my way down. Again, stopping about right here. So pick up more product. And I'm not being very rough with my face. It just looks like it, but I am being gentle because I am around my eyes, and that is very sensitive skin, and I do not want to hurt the skin around my eyes. So like that. Go do the same thing on the other side. Top of the ear to the corner of the mouth. And pick up more product. Tap off the excess, and it does smell like chocolate. Like everyone says, it smells really yummy. Blend it into my hairline. Okay. And I take it under my jaw because, like I said, I don't have a very prominent jaw. And I do have a double chin, so I'm going to sculpt out the bottom of my jaw. Bring it down on my double chin. Okay. And bring it down to match my body. Okay. Now I do contour my nose. Not many people have to. You don't have to if you don't feel like you have to. I have a very narrow bridge right here, so I don't bring my contour to my nose all the way up. But I do have a really wide nose right through here and all the way down. So I choose to bring the contour right through here. And plus, again, this is where the sun is going to hit you because it is a high point of your face on your nose. So I use the Real Techniques setting brush and the same powder. I'm just going to start the middle of my nose because this is already pretty shadowed through here. So I'm just going to start on the middle of my nose and draw a line. Okay, you can tell the difference from that side to that side. Pick up a little bit more. And do the same thing on this side. You see it kind of slim my nose down. I do like a lot of color on my nose. Again, that's just personal preference. You really don't have to. It's just what I've always done and what I like doing. Okay, so it's just like that. And you can blend it up into where your brows in the corner of your eye to give it a more natural look. Like that's how your nose is. So I guess I'll just do a little bit of that. Okay. Alright, just like that. And now I'm going to move on to my blush. I use the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso, 05 Luminoso. I really do like it. I have used a lot on it, and this is what it looks like. It's very pretty, especially for, it matches my shirt. Especially for more tan and olive skin tones, it's very pretty. It does have a slight sheen to it, if you can tell. It is really pretty. See, you see there? So I just take that on the same brush I did put bronzer on. It is the blush brush by Real Techniques. So I swirl it around. It does kick up a lot of product when you put your brush in it, so just be aware of that. Tap it off. And I'm going to take my blush. I like my blush darker back here like my contour and fade into the apples of my cheeks. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little bit back here. And fade into my cheeks. Give me some color. And you can bring it on your temples. That's what I like to do because I do like a lot of color to my face. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And it does have sheen to it, so it has a really pretty glow. And I do a little bit on my chin and a little bit on my nose, because like I said, I do like a lot of color. And if you do feel like your contour is coming down a little far, like mine is coming down pretty far from where I wanted originally, take a powder brush, any powder brush. I'm just using the e.l.f. powder brush, the flat top one, and take just a little bit of any powder. And you can sculpt out that bottom line. You can just clean it up a little bit. This is what I like to do. You can see it looks much higher now. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So I did get a little bit messy. Okay, and if you want to, you can go back with a little bit of your contour, just a little bit, and darken it up right there to kind of correct what you just did. Okay, so just like that. And now I usually take a highlight, and I do put a highlight right here at the bridge of my nose, on my cupid's bow, and right here at the top of my cheekbones. I do not bring it on my forehead or on my chin because I do have an oily T-zone, and I do not want anything shiny in my teeth. If the oils do come through my foundation with a shiny product there, it's just going to make it more prominent. So for my highlight, I use the Hard Candy Baked Trio in 3 Times a Lady, number 841. And it has a blush, which is comparable to the Milani Luminoso as a bronzer, which I have used, and I really do like it. And then it has the highlight. And if you can mix it all together, you can get more of a pinky bronze highlight. Or if you want, you can just mix 2 of them at a time and get a different undertone of highlight. But I just choose just to use the highlight itself. So I'm using a setting brush by Real Techniques, so just tap it in there, and it does kick up a lot of product like the other blush. So I stick it on the tops of my cheekbones, right here, that cheekbone, and a little bit right here at my bridge. I do not bring it all the way down my nose. Like I said, I don't really like that because I did just contour it. I don't really want my nose to look any bigger than it is. And on my cupid's bow. Okay, so it's very intense. If you don't like that, you don't have to use that same one. You can always get one that is a little bit lighter. So I'm just going to take any brush and just blend it out just a little bit, so it's not so dramatic. Okay, just going to move on to my brows. And for my brows, the products I use is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. It is comparable to the Anastasia Brow Wiz. It has a spoolie at one end, and then it has the actual twist up product at the other, and I use the color Chocolate. And then to set that, I use any dark brown powder, but I'm using the L'Oreal Wear Infinite Studio Secrets powder in 830 Deep Mocha. And I do like darker brows because I do have black hair. I wouldn't necessarily do black brows with my hair. I just like to keep it mostly in the dark brown region for my eyebrows because I don't want it to be too dramatic or them to stand out too much on my face after I get my eye makeup on. So, but if you do want darker brows or lighter brows, you don't have to do it like this. This is just what I like to do. So this is the brow powder that I do use. And then to clean up my brows, only clean up the bottom half of my brows. I don't go on top or on the sides of them. I just really don't feel like I have time to do that. But if you do, you definitely can. I just usually clean up the bottom because I do put eyeshadow right under my brow. And so to clean it up, I use the NYX eyeshadow base in white. It is well loved, and I do use it as an eyeshadow base. And then to set underneath my brows and in my after the white eyeshadow base, I use the NYX white eyeshadow in Whipped Cream. It is the newer formula. It is the one with the little cute bows on the front. I use this under my brow and in the inner corner of my eye to brighten and open my eyes. One bad thing about this that I did notice is when you put your brush in the product, it kicks up, like you can see it flying around. It kicks up so much product. I know this might be the newer formula, like, but I probably won't be repurchasing this. I know there's a lot more better just plain white eyeshadows, and it is matte. So that is what I use for my brows. And then I just use any brush that does have a fine tip on it to go right underneath my brow. I'm going to go ahead and start with my brows. So I draw in line. I don't really have very thick or very I don't really have very thick brows. I have overplucked them mistakenly. Sometimes I do it on purpose. But I am one to draw my eyebrows on, so that is what I'm going to do in the meantime till they grow back. I do have more brow hair on this eye, as you can probably see, than this one. So I'm just going to draw where I would like my brows and fill them in as best as I can. So I do start at the corner of my eye. With your eyebrows, you can start at the corner of your eye, and then where the end of the color of your eye should be where the arch of your brow is, and then your tail can be as long as you want, but naturally it should just be at the corner of your eye. And I do my eyebrows really straight. I don't really arch it underneath. I have more of an arch on top. That's just what I like to do. So I usually just draw it a pretty straight line, and then I just follow where the tops of my hairs are and just fill it in. I do not do the fade brow. I don't really have a lot of brow hairs to do that, and I know you do have to have a lot of brow hairs, and I just haven't really I've tried it, but I don't really like it on myself, and I'm not very good at it. So I just choose just to do it any way I like. As long as you can do it any way you like. I do square my brows off, but I will go back in. Not going to be the same. They're not identical twins. They're just sisters. So I'm going to get them as close as I can by drawing them. And then I will go back and try and clean them up with that NYX eyeshadow base. So I'm just doing the same thing I did on their first brow on this one. This one always gives me more trouble, so I have to work with it a little bit more than the other one. That is okay. So once you have them to where you pretty much want them, go ahead and take your powder if you do choose to use a powder. And I use the e.l.f. small angled brush just to fill them in. I do like pretty bold brows. So it will be pretty dark, but you can do your eyebrows however you want to. It's just makeup. So I just fill them in, and I will go back. I don't like very thick brows, so I will go back and thin them out. But for right now, I'd rather have more and be able to take away than less and add more. So I just fill them in. Okay, so in the general idea of where you would like them. So now I go in. I use the Urban Decay brush that came in the Naked palette, just a double-ended one. I go with my white eyeshadow base on the smaller end. I'm going to go underneath my eyebrow, and I'm going to clean it up. I do like my eyebrows not to really have a big tail. I like my eyes to look more lifted near my hairline going back to my ear. So like that. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. That is how my brows will look, and I will go back after I do my eye makeup to touch them up a little bit more, but you can take a little bit more of your eyeshadow base on your red, because I do like this as an eyeshadow base because white makes a lot of colors pop, and I do use a gold, so I do put a lot, but I will go back and blend it in with my finger, and it'll, as I blend the eyeshadow base out with my finger, it will take some of the product away. It's just I like to have a very good coat of it on my eyes. I'm going to go through and I'm going to blend with my finger. Again, be very careful because you are around your eye area and you don't want to pull or really scratch because your eye area is very delicate. So I'm just going to blend gently under my brow too. I'm going to blend it out. You can see it did take some of the product. You can still see the pink from my skin. And I do have a towel sitting right here because you will need to wipe your finger off if you do apply a lot like I do. So just continue blending it in and taking product away if you choose. Again, being very careful under my brow because I did just spend time on them and I really don't want to mess them up. I did mess up just a little bit through here, but I can go back and fix that after I do my eye makeup. Okay, so now that I blended the white eyeshadow base out, I'm going to go in with a white eyeshadow under my brow and in my inner corner. And I use the NYX white eyeshadow in whipped cream. It's the newer formula, the newer version of their my eyeshadows, the ones with the little bow on them. And this is what it looks like. It's just white. And I did notice that when you put your brush in, that came in a trio, it's just big and really fluffy, and I do like it. So I'm going to take the white eyeshadow right under my brow, all the way across under my brow. Not necessarily at the high point, I do it all the way across. And bring it down just a little bit. Okay, just like that. You can tell the difference. Pick up some more product, do the same thing on this eye. And I do try and press it because that eyeshadow base is very tacky. I press it on there first and then I'll do a sweeping motion. Now we'll go back and fix my brows after I do all my eyeshadow because it will, you know, get in your brows and everything like that. That's okay. So I take it under my brows and I pick up more, and you can kind of see it goes everywhere. So I'm going to take it on the inner corner, and it does, you know, have a lot of fallout. You can probably see some on my face. So I'm going to take it on my inner corner, right like that, and bring it up to my brow. I know it looks pretty crazy. It will look pretty crazy, but that is okay because it will all come together at the end. Okay, so just like that. And then after I'm done with that, I go in with a gold eyeshadow. It's a Modern Metallics in Golden Halo by Maybelline. I do really like this. I've had this for a really long time. It looks like this. And you can also use Half Baked from the Naked palette. I did use that a lot and it's well loved. It is right there. And they do look pretty similar. But the Modern Metallic one does look more like wet on the lid and is very intense, so I definitely like that. So I just used an it's a dollar e.l.f. brush. It's called the Professional Eyeshadow Brush. It is the white one that is flat. So I dip it in there. I do pull my eye pretty taut because it gets more of that wet look from the metallic eyeshadow, or you can just press it on, but this is definitely where I do the windshield wiper motion. You don't have to pull your eye too tight because you don't want to hurt your eye, so it looks like that. Do the same thing to the other eye. The gold completely into the inner corner. I do leave a little bit of space to keep it light. I do go in with a light color. I'm just using my e.l.f. eyeshadow palette. I don't really use this too much except for, you know, gold shades, but I take this one on the bottom to blend it out. It does not show up as strong as other colors, and that is why I like it. It's just very subtle transition shade. And I do go over that white eyeshadow because it is very pigmented, so I just blend it out right like that. And you can't really tell, you can a little bit. That's why I like it. Pick up more, go on this side. Blend it out on this side, bring it up to the brow. I'm just using a Walmart brush. I don't really know what it's called, but it comes in a set of like 4 or 5, and it's a double-ended one. I do really like it, and it has not fell apart on me or shed at all, and it's very soft. So go Walmart. Blend it out just a little, and then after that one, I do go in with my Urban Decay Naked palette. I have the 1 and 2. Ooh, sorry. And I go in with this color. It is called Naked, and I have used it a lot, and I really do like it. It's just a step up from that color that we just used in the crease. So I'm going to pick up that one, same Walmart brush, and I'm just going to fluff it through all of my crease, focusing it mostly out here. Because I really do like the lifted look going toward my brow and toward my hairline. So that is where I focus most of the darker colors for my eyeshadow. Okay, and you can't really tell too much. It is very soft, but we will go in with darker colors. I like to start with the lightest color and then go in with the darkest color to give more of a fade effect instead of going in straight with a dark color, especially like black like I am about to use. It won't blend out as easy and it won't have a gradual effect, but if you do like to do that, you can go ahead and do that. And you don't have to use the same products I'm using. You can just find one similar or any color you want. I'm just showing you how I do it since the past videos I did not talk, so on these I'm just going to go ahead and explain. I am noticing that foundation, it has not oxidized, but I can definitely tell it has gotten a little bit darker through here and on my chin and a little bit on my forehead. Just an update. Okay, so I'll just blend those out. I go in with another little e.l.f. brush. It's e.l.f. Professional Blending Eye Brush. It's a little tiny one that's a little bit bigger than a pencil brush. This is where I use my Naked 2 palette. I actually got my Naked 2 palette first and my Naked 1 palette second. So I definitely did not go in order, but as you can see, this one is very well loved and a little bit broke. And with Blackout, this one right here. And I'm going to pick that up on that little e.l.f. brush. Now, this is how I do the outer V of my eye. I just take it and I stamp. I'm going to pick up a little bit more. I stamp the black shade right here, like the outer third of my eye. And then I bring it up, like almost going to my hairline. But I don't go all the way to my brow. I definitely leave space to blend it out. But I just basically draw a line straight down. It does look a little bit weird, but I do it the same on this eye. This is just what works for me. Okay, just like that. A little bit of a cat eye. And then I do take that Walmart brush and I go in circular motions. No more product on my brush, just whatever was left over from that Naked shade. And I do circular motions and blend it out, and then at the very edge of it, to fade it inward, I don't want to fade it outward because I want to keep the lifted look, so I fade it inward towards my crease. And this will take a little bit of blending because it is a matte black shade and you want to be very careful with it. And do circular motions. This is what it looks like, so I'm going to go on this eye and do circular motions. I'm focusing my circular motions closer inner toward my eye than outer, because if I do it more on outer, then it's not going to have that sharp line. And you can use tape, and I have done that before, but I really don't like putting tape on my face as much as I'd rather just blend it out and clean it up with some powder. So I'm going to take a little bit of that Naked shade to help blend it out. Just circular motions, and then I'm going to swipe inward. Okay, just like that. And this one is a little bit splotchy, but we can fix it. So I'm going to go in with the same brush with just a little bit more product and just kind of sort of fill in where that blotchiness was, and then I'm going to blend it out. Just like that. Okay. So I like my eyes to be very lifted. I don't have downturned eyes, but I do still like to lift my eyes a little bit because when I put lashes on, my lashes are very long and I don't wear eyeliner, so when my lashes, they'll cover mostly my lid, so this part of my eye will show, so that is why I bring the eyeshadow up pretty far, because I don't want to do all that work for it not to really show. So I'm going to go in and fix my brows because they have faded and messed up just a little bit. A NYX single eyeshadow. I do not know the color, but it is a very warm brown. I will show you. It looks like this. It's very pretty, and I have used it a lot. I usually bring it. Actually, I will today just to show you. That same Walmart brush, I usually bring it through here to give warmth to my eyes just a little bit because it is really pigmented, and it can also help blend. Okay, so you can kind of tell the difference. It's a little bit warmer through the crease. So I'm doing the same thing on this eye. I usually do that. I don't know why I didn't do that today. I guess I just forgot. That's okay. Okay, so just a little bit warmth like that. So I do take the other side of the double-ended brush and I run this under my eyes on the bottom lash line. Not very attractive and probably not good. But I will try my best. So I just bring it on that bottom lash line. I do have blue eyes, and golds and coppers and colors like this really do help bring out blue eyes. So it looks just like that. It does look a little bit crazy, but we have not added any mascara or lashes. So I'm going to do the same thing on this eye. Now I'm going to go ahead and start on my eyes. So first I use eyelash curlers. I usually use the e.l.f. ones, but I couldn't find them, so I stole my mom's. So I just curl my eyelashes. I usually do just a couple pumps. Okay, so I curl my eyelashes, and this is where I would put glue on my false eyelashes. And the eyelashes I use are either the Demi Wispies or the 113s by Ardell. This is what they look like. They are very long, and I do that at like really open and big lashes. So I already have a pair out. I'm going to use my Duo Lash Glue, not the dark one, just the white one. I'm going to add a strip of glue on my lashes so they have time to dry while I'm doing everything else. So you do want your glue to get a little bit tacky before you try and apply them, because if you try and apply them while the glue is wet, they won't stick to your eye and it'll just be a big mess. Okay, and I just lay them in front of me and let them dry. So after I curl my lashes, I do go in with mascara, and I have used multiple samples and the big one of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It is my favorite mascara. I do have plenty, but this is definitely my most favorite one. So this is just a sample size because I ran out of my big one. It is $23. I believe it's $15 for the little sample size, but you do get a lot in the sample size. Okay, and the wand is really big too. And it is clumpy, and I really do like that, but I don't really put a lot of mascara on my eyelashes because I do wear fake eyelashes. But when I do not wear fake eyelashes, I definitely like this because it does give a lot of volume and length. So I'm just going to coat just one little coat of mascara to my eyelashes, just to help blend. And I don't have really long eyelashes, as you can probably see, and they're pretty straight, so that's why I make sure and I curl them. Get a little bit of mascara on your skin, let it dry before you try and wipe it off, because you try and wipe it off when it's wet, it's just going to smear. So when it's dry, you can just take a little brush and just flick it off. Okay, so after I do that, then I do apply gel liner to my bottom and top wet line. And I use the Rimmel black gel liner, and just black. It is alright. It does say on my bottom line if I do set it with a black eyeshadow, which I do. So I just take the very tip. I don't know what brush this is. It just came. I think it came with it. It just looks like this. I really don't use it. So I just take it and like press it in there and get some product on it. And then I just go and I line the top of my waterline just like that. Be very careful not to poke yourself, because I'm very bad about poking myself in the eye, which I just did. And then I do take it and I do pull my eye, because I don't want to poke myself again. So I do pull my eye down a little bit and just apply a little bit. I can pick up a little bit more. A little bit to my bottom lash line. Okay, do the same to the other, and I'm going to wipe off the rest of that product because I don't want to get it all over me. And then I take the little end of this brush and dip it in Blackout from my Naked 2 palette, and then I run it very carefully. My eyes aren't very sensitive to putting eyeshadow near my waterline and stuff, but if your eyes are sensitive, you don't have to wear eyeliner at all. It's just what I like to do, and I do like to set it with black eyeshadow so it won't go anywhere. Time to touch up during the day when I'm working. So I do just do that. It is really dark. It is black. And if this black eyeliner does close your eyes, you can definitely use a skin colored or a white eyeliner in your waterline to give your eyes more of a open and bigger effect. I have done that and I do like it, but I definitely like more of a dramatic eye. But for every day, just going out, you can definitely do that. And for some people, this may be a nighttime look. And if you would like, you can comment down and I can do like more of a daytime look, which is very like maybe one eyeshadow and just mascara and a little bit of face product. But just let me know. So I'm going to let that sit. I'm going to see if I can get this mascara off. Be able to see if your lashes are ready. Sometimes it bubbles up, as you can see, and you just touch it. If it's tacky, which it's not, just let it sit a little bit longer. Now wait, check on them every now and then to see if they're ready. I do go back and recurl my eyelashes though, so I will do that. Many people don't like to curl their eyelashes. Some are scared. I was scared my first time because I was afraid I was going to like hurt my eye. But if you're, you can see that lifted a little bit. If your eyes are sensitive or it does scare you, you definitely don't have to. Or if you have already naturally really curled eyelashes, you don't have to curl them, but I have really straight and small eyelashes, so that's part of the reason why I do wear fake lashes. So for fake lashes, I do use glue, and you will need your own pair of tweezers and some eyelashes. In the box it comes with a little thing of tweezers. I still keep my mascara out, and I do get liquid liner because when I do put them on, I press them as close to my natural lash line as I can, and glue does get on my eyelids, so I definitely keep a black eyeliner, and I use the NYC liquid liner in black, and I really do like this stuff. It is matte, which means it does not have like a sheen to the eyeliner at all. If you do like more of a natural liquid liner look, you can definitely go with something else, but I like matte face and usually matte everything but my eyelash curler because I do curl my lashes, so I'm going to check on them. Let's see. They are a little bit tacky. So, to start with my eyelashes, I usually hold them by the very edge over here, and it's easier to look down. You can tilt, I just use a little mirror. You can tilt your head down, or you can tilt your head up and make sure eyes come down, and I just lay them on my eyes just like that, and I use my fingers and I pull them to the very edge and secure them. Okay, and if it is really tacky, they should stick very easy. And so you can see this side is not stuck to my eyelid yet. So I take my tweezers and I just grab. You want to grab on the actual eyelashes itself and not the band. Because if you grab on the band, you're going to get that glue. And then when you go to remove your tweezers from your eyelashes are going to come off. I've made that mistake. So be very careful. And you're just going to secure it, and you're just going to secure them down. And see, I grabbed near that glue. So, you can hold them there for a second and use your fingers and kind of press. And then I take the other side of my tweezers and I push the eyelash band down. Not the eyelashes itself, but the band. I press it down as close as I can to my natural lash. Press them down, just like that. And if they are too close to the inner corner, if they are long like this, you can feel it when you blink, and that does irritate me. So I'm just gonna pull them. Use my tweezers. I'm just gonna pull them over just a little bit, because I don't want to be picking at my eyes all day. No one really wants to be bothered by eyelashes. So now my eyelashes are secured. I'm just going to finish and let them dry, and I'm going to do the same thing for the other eye. The glue will dry mostly clear, but you can still see lumps and stuff. So that's why I use my liquid liner. And you can see it's drying on this side. You can't really see the glue as much as you could on this eye. So I'm just going to manipulate them to where I want them. It takes just a little bit of time and a lot of practice. I'm still practicing. But I do wear eyelashes. Mostly every day I do wear makeup. That is just personal preference. You don't have That's just personal preference. You don't have to if you don't want to. So this is the time I would go in with my liquid liner. I go in with liquid liner before I curl them and everything. Some people don't, but I find that if I curl my lashes and then I take my liquid liner and try and put it here, the lashes will touch the applicator of the liquid liner and you will get liner on your eyelashes. I really don't like that. I'm going to go right over the band. Be very careful not to get liquid liner on your lashes. That way when you curl your lashes, you won't get liquid liner up there, because liquid liner is a lot harder to get off than mascara. So I'm just going to go over that band, as you can see. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. My mascara on my bottom lash line. Try not to get it on myself. I do like a lot of mascara on my bottom lash line because my lashes are so long on my top lids. I want it to be equal. Some of that mascara is drying. I am going to do an update. The foundation has not changed colors and I am still pretty matte. It has been a little bit a while since I did put it on. My face doesn't feel tight. I am used to a lot of matte foundations and powders. So some people that may have just normal skin may seem like it will feel a little bit tight, almost drying. But I am okay with that because it just reminds me that foundation is going to do what it's going to do. It is going to go through and curl my false lashes. You gotta be very careful. So I'm just going to curl them. Okay, so I've curled them. You can definitely see the difference. I'll get a little bit closer. You can see the difference in this eye and this eye after you curl them. So I'm going to do the same thing to this eye. Make sure you get, sometimes it's really hard when you have smaller eyelash curlers to get all the lashes. So sometimes you just have to go in sections. Okay. Get about 6 good uses out of them till they start to look just not so good. So I put most of my mascara at the base of the lashes and then just wiggle up and go through them. I do like more piecey looking lashes. That's just personal preference. So I'm just going to apply mascara. Now I am still using my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Applying mascara to both or just your eyelashes with the false eyelashes does help them blend. So when you are looking to the side, you can't see your natural lashes sticking out versus them being secure with the false lashes in a hole, so they don't so it's harder to detect if you're wearing fake ones. But with these, you know, most people will ask. I get a lot of questions if they are real, because, you know, they're pretty dramatic, you know. Some people just know, and, you know, that's okay too. Definitely see how it opened my eyes up. Now I'm going to go back under my lash line from where I did get, I'll get a little bit closer, where I did get a little bit of mascara through there. I'm just going to go through with just any eyeshadow, use a little bit of brown too to tell the difference. It's a little bit more smoky versus a little bit more pink. Go back through with a little bit more mascara on my bottom lash. Okay. Like I said, I do like spidery bottom lashes. You can tell the difference between this eye and this eye. That's just personal preference. If you don't like that, you don't have to do it at all. This is just what I like to do. And like I said, I'm not very good with mascara. I am a very messy person. So if you do get some on you, just give it time to dry. So while I'm giving it time to dry, I'm going to go ahead and do my lips. I'm a big fan of red lips, plum lips. I'm not really of lipstick. I do have is this Clinique one in Heat, and it's just a coral. It's almost a Your Lips but better, but with just a hint of coral. And then the absolute most nude I will go. I am not a big fan of nudes. I just feel like it doesn't look good on me. Maybe since I am more tan, I will try it, but I'm naturally really pale, and so I feel like I look dead. But I do have the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Tokyo. And And I do like this, but for work, I feel like I do have to touch this up more than just wipe a lipstick off. A few favorite lipsticks that I do wear quite often. I have the Wet n Wild lipstick in Cherry Bomb. I really do like this one. It's this color. It's really messy, but I do like it. And I really don't like the packaging, but it works, and it is a matte, so it will stay on a lot longer. I also have the Milani Black Cherry number 24. I love that. I wish all packaging could look like this. It's just gorgeous, and it does show the color right here. And this is the color. It is a dark wine purple. I usually wear that during the winter. And then lately I've been wearing the Blissful Berry in 410 in Maybelline. Is really pretty. I really do like this one. I wear that one a lot. This is what packaging looks like. Again, it shows the color. And I have the Kate Moss lipstick. I don't know what color. And this is just a red lipstick. I do not know the color, but I can find it. It's just a bright red. And then I also have the NYX matte lipstick in Alabama. Again, it's just another red. I'll show you the difference. This one and this one, this is the NYX, and this is the Rimmel. This one has a little bit more of an orange, and this has more of a burgundy. So those are just a couple lipsticks that I do like off my lips, because I have a little bit of chapstick. And I do like the Burt's Bees chapstick, and I do like the Lip Medix Bliss X. Looks like this. I've been using this for a long time. With matte lipsticks, I do put a little bit on just to make them feel a little bit more creamy. So today I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Cherry Bomb. I really do like this one. It stays a long time. So I usually dab it, and then I rub my lips together, and then wherever there's pieces or blank spots, then I'll go back through and put some more on. What it looks like. And this does cling on to dry parts of your lips, as you can probably see through here. My lips are dry, and I do have the e.l.f. lip exfoliator, but I'd just rather put them on because it's going to come off anyways. This is just a show. Okay, and I'm going to go back through now that my mascara has dried. I'm going to re-curl my lashes just to make sure they stay. I kind of sit back and look of what I want to fix, or, you know, do I want more blush or anything like that. I usually just kind of look, and if I want more blush or more contour, I will. Or if I have more still mascara right here, I will go back and fix that. So this is usually things, or add things, or try and tone down things. So I do go back a little bit of my contour color, which again is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I'm going to go with the same brush. I'm just going to add a little bit, just like that, and go do the other side. Just a little bit extra definition, and I can go along my jawline. I don't have a very prominent jawline because I do have a double chin. When I tilt my head, it doesn't really stick out. So I do like to go under my jaw to kind of define that a little bit more. I'm going to get down across my double chin. Okay, I do have a little bit of mascara on the top half of my eye, so I'm going to just fix that. Just very carefully. Use the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup in the shade 3-in-1 Ivory Beige, and I did mix it with my Revlon Color Stay 150 Buff because this is a little bit too orange for me, and I have more of a olive undertone to my fake tan, so I really don't want an orange face, especially when I am putting on more bronzer or more blush. So I did mix it, and I do like it so far. I am still matte. It has been a while since I put it on. It has not settled into any fine lines. My powder went on very well over it. It did not clump up. It did cover pretty well, and I'm sure if I just used this alone, even though my Revlon Color Stay does have a medium to full coverage. I'm sure if I did just use this alone, it would have covered a lot more, but I did not use as much concealer as I have before. So I will let you know how it wears out through the day, and I will come back probably after work in a couple of hours later on tonight. It is 3:07, and I did put it on around 1:30, around 2. So I will be back later on tonight, probably around 10 or 11, and I will let you know how it wore and if I had to blot, if it settled into any lines, or if it did oxidize on me. So I'll see you guys later. Hi guys, so I am back from work and I'm going to do a quick check-in. It is 10:45 and I did put it on around 1:30 and 2. I'm not very oily in my T-zone. Like I said, I have a really oily T-zone. It has not rubbed off or transferred. Just a little bit oily through here on my cheeks. It has not settled in any fine line, oxidized anymore throughout the day. Did not blot or touch up at all. So this is what it looks like after about 7-8 hours of wear without any touch up. I still think it looks pretty good. I could go a couple more hours and feel okay without blotting or anything like that. So I just wanted to check in, and I do really recommend this foundation, and I will keep using it to see if it does break me out. I haven't heard that it broke anyone out. But I do have really sensitive skin, so I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that and keep using it. And so I did use the Estée Lauder Double Wear Foundation in 3-in-1 Ivory Beige. So I just wanted to check in and tell you all that I do really recommend it, and I do really like it, and I will definitely keep using it. Bye guys!